What's going on, everybody of the podcast world? Welcome to Casual Conversation with Will and Gary. You, my friends, are listening to episode number 16. We're already 16 episodes deep, and we're still going. And as always, we got a good show for you this time. Me and Gary talk about extensively his trip to the Hot Springs National Park. It was a pretty funny story, pretty cool story that he told, so I think you guys are really going to like that. We also talk about managing your time and how you can choose between work, leisure, and things of that nature, so I think you guys are going to like that as well. And we finish it off just by kind of shooting the bull and talking about how our weeks went and everything like that. So as always, thank you guys so much for stopping by. We really appreciate it, and I hope you guys enjoy the show. Welcome to the greatest podcast on the face of the earth. Well, here we are, back again. Once again. What episode is this, Gary?
I'm starting to lose count. What is this? Is this 16?
16,
16,
baby.
okay. I thought it was either 15
I didn't
or
know
16.
for sure because, we're getting up there. On the road to 1 million once again, and we're back.
It's the small little goals before you get to the big goal.
Yeah, so, our main goal is 1 billion, so our small goal is 1 million.
Yeah,
So
we're almost there.
Yeah, we're getting pretty close, I'd say.
Anyways, I had a pretty eventful week, but I guess we'll start out by asking how your week went.
Why do I always have to go first? You always make me look lame by telling me to go first.
You are pretty lame.
Dude, yeah. Well, here's the thing. I don't do as many adventurous things as you.
Yeah.
Nothing wrong with that, and I'm not bashing you or anything, but I'm married and,
Oh, you have way more obligations than I do.
Yeah. I could still go do some stuff, but I'm just pretty lazy, I guess.
Like, my obligation versus your obligation, like, you're obligated to other people. I to an extent, I'm obligated to other people, but I just do what I want, really.
I do whatever I want whenever I want, man.
I go to work 3 days a week, pull 3 12s in a row, and I have 4 days off. And
Nothing wrong with that, though.
I disperse my time how I feel necessary, which actually later in the podcast, I'm going to talk a little bit about time management. But,
time management.
We'll save that one. Come on, you had to do something. You had to do something. This week.
Let's just see. Let's go down the list. Last weekend, I didn't do much of anything.
Come on, you and Courtney had to get into something.
Last weekend? No, we didn't do nothing. We just chilled out the house, watched some TV. That's what we do, man. We just like chilling, kicking back after a long day, just watching
after
TV.
After a long, hard week of work. Wait, you say
Yeah.
after a long day, so you just watch TV all day?
No, I went to work and then came home.
Wait, you worked
from
on the
a long
weekend?
day. No, I'm talking about. I'm starting at Friday. I consider Friday the weekend.
Okay.
And
so
then
you
Saturday. What did we do?
What did you do Saturday? Because you didn't just watch TV the whole day, did you?
No, we definitely didn't. Saturday. I don't remember what I did. To be completely honest.
Gracious.
I really don't remember what I did.
First symptoms of Alzheimer's coming on over there. Goodness gracious, dude.
What? What are we doing?
Shut up, dude.
No, dude. Like, where am I?
Shut up.
No, but then Monday I went to class. Dude, I got to get used to going to class again. I never really went to class anyway when I did go to college.
Oh, yeah.
But I actually go to class now.
Tell me, you said something. I can't remember what I wanted from you or texting you.
No, you asked me when I was going to put our last episode up.
Oh, yeah, you were slacking on that.
I was doing homework, bro. Got to do homework.
Got other obligations. There's another.
I got to do homework.
There's another obligation. I'm not in school right now.
Yeah, dude, you're done with school.
But it feels like I'm in school. I'm having to. I didn't start. I've started before now, but I've really started going in on my graduate application.
Oh yeah, yeah.
God, it just brings back. It's like post-traumatic stress disorder. Now I feel like I have to do something all the time, and I really don't.
Yeah.
But now I really do because I've got to get that application filled out.
Yeah.
Before February 15th. I've got some time.
February 15th. Oh, dude, I was gonna ask you if you get accepted into your college of choice. We're going to have to disband the podcast.
No, we're not.
Yeah, we are. If you
Why?
move away.
If I move away, bro, we can do Skype.
Yeah, that's true. It'd be kind of weird.
Dude, it would not be as weird, and I wouldn't be gone forever, dude. We're not gonna disband the podcast.
We're gonna have to disband it. Gary's disbanding.
I hope you hear this. Will is the one. It sounds like you're wanting to disband.
I'm not wanting to disband.
Road to 1 million. Or road to 1 billion.
I keep saying that, but Gary's just crushing the dreams. But it's fine. But no, I'm just kidding.
No. Either I go to UCA, which, as many of you know, is here in our beloved Central Arkansas. I will either go there, or I will go to right outside of Fort Collins, Colorado, the University of Northern Colorado. Or I will be in Portland, Oregon for the Oregon Health and Science University.
Go Ducks.
No, that's not the Ducks.
Yeah,
actually, no, that's Oregon State.
Oregon State's the Beavers.
Oh, yeah, you're right, the Beavers. Oregon University is the Ducks.
Go Ducks.
Dude, listen, though. Since you're going to bring up the mascot, I don't know. I'm not really big into mascots, but I guess I just noticed this. So I applied to UCA. They're the Bears. Go Bears. I'm alumni.
Go Bears.
Anyways, I don't know if that's the sound that the bear makes. But and then the University of Northern Colorado is also the Bears.
Go Bears.
Go Bears. But dude, Oregon Health and Science University.
Let me guess.
Okay, go ahead and guess.
It's definitely not the Bears.
It's not the Bears.
No, it's not the Bears. The Newts.
The Newts.
What? Dude, what?
I didn't expect that one. No,
I figured it was like I don't know.
Dude, they don't have a mascot.
None.
There's no mascot.
There's no mascot.
Like they take, and I searched because I noticed. I was like, what the heck? What's their mascot? And I went in, and they take pride in not having a mascot.
That's lame.
That's what I was saying. I was like,
that.
What the heck? It's like they have these funky little lines that just make their little symbol or whatever. No mascot.
Yeah, what's their? That's kind of strange.
It is, man.
Not bashing.
But honestly, Oregon would be pretty dope to go to, man.
Be cool, man.
Dude, we went to, when I was a kid, I say a kid, I'm still a kid, but I would say 3 or 4 years ago, 3 years ago maybe, I flew out with my family to Portland, Oregon, drove out over to the coast, got on Highway 101, and then drove all the way down the West Coast to Vallejo, which is just right on the other side of San Francisco. Now, I will tell you this about Oregon. In my opinion, Oregon is one of the most slept on states as far as just natural beauty. You've got the Columbia River Gorge. You've got these massive waterfalls, the Multnomah Valley. The Multnomah waterfall is like over 600 feet tall.
Wow.
That is massive.
Yeah, that's pretty big.
And also, so it's kind of like a rainforest, but they also have sand dunes.
The dunes?
They have
the sandy dunes?
Yeah, we went on this little exhibition out into the sand dunes on this buggy, and it's like you're in the middle of the Sahara Desert. I say that. I mean, you can probably see little stubs and shrubs that wouldn't be out in the Sahara, but
so is it just like they just put a whole bunch of sand out there?
No, it's natural. It's completely natural.
All natural.
It's an all natural sand dune.
That's pretty cool though.
Got black-tailed deer running around out there.
Some deer.
Speaking of deer, when we get our next, well, it doesn't have to be the next guest, but I really want to have Josh on the podcast sometime soon, so he can shed some light on our hunting quarrels.
Yeah, we'll do that for sure. Anyway, I don't even know what we were talking about.
No, you were talking about your week. I don't know how we got off on that. But
going to school.
You're going to school. I was telling you how I'm fixing to go back to school. Hopefully I get accepted.
You will, man. You're
but
smart,
how's the homework treating you,
dude? It's not bad. I had to take these quizzes, and my computer kept messing up. And I sent the professor an email. I was like, "Hey, It's not working. It popped up a little message saying your instructor needs to do this and that and this and that. Emailed him. That was the day it was due. That was earlier in the day. And he didn't email me back, so I got a 0 on it. And I was so mad, dude. I was like, no way. I'm going to get a 0 on this.
Well, surely he's a reasonable professor.
Yeah, no, he is. He emailed us back and said we could retake it. But I've never been mad that I got a 0 on something before until just then. It was kind of strange because I like want to get 100% on everything just because I want to prove to myself that I can make a really good grade.
Yeah.
But it was kind of strange. I've never wanted to do that before. But it's going good, man. I'm rocking and rolling right now.
That's
got A's in both my classes, baby.
Heck yeah.
It's only been like 3 weeks, but we haven't even had a test yet.
Man, that is the difference. And there's power. There's power in this, but that's the difference between extrinsic motivation and intrinsic motivation.
Explain.
So extrinsic, external, extrinsic, it comes from outside of you. For example, if you tell a kid to pick up his room and you'll give him $10, there is an external motivator, that $10, right? Yep. But if the kid just wants to clean his room because he, I don't know, wants it to be nice so he can find his things or whatever, it's comes from the inside. And so
I got you now.
You found intrinsic motivation to do your schoolwork.
I guess if you want to call it that. I'm just paying for it, so I don't want to take it again.
There you go. that's an extrinsic motivator.
Yeah. But no, other than that, man, it's going good. Can't complain. But that was on Monday. Tuesday, didn't do much anything. Wednesday, I had a piano lesson. Have one every week.
Heck yeah.
Still practicing the keys.
You feel like you're getting any better?
Yeah, a little bit. It's just so difficult. I mean,
difficult.
There's so much to learn, and you can get overwhelmed very easily, I guess I should say.
Yeah.
Because to me, piano is the hardest instrument to learn. I say that. I haven't tried, some of the other ones, but like a harp or anything. But
yeah,
it's pretty difficult. You just got to practice, man. Every day. Consistency is key.
Yeah, man. Yeah, you're just challenging yourself, and before you know it, you look up in a year or two, man, you'll still be kind of, struggling in your own way to get better, but you'll be far, far better than anybody else that hasn't. You know what I mean? Like you'll see your progress from start to wherever you get.
Yeah, for sure. But yeah, other than that, man, that's about all I had. And then here we are today on Thursday. So
it's Friday.
Oh yeah, it is Friday, isn't it? Wait, what? Where am I?
Yeah, you're right. Alzheimer Will.
No, just kidding. Well, yeah, no, dude, tell us what you did.
I had a very, very eventful week, which is, like I said, I want to talk about time management later in the podcast after I get done telling you about my lengthy week. But on Tuesday, so I got off work Monday, went home, went to bed. I was very sleep deprived. I had a very did we talk about the art show on the last podcast?
Yeah, you said you were
I
going to be like a bartender at the art show.
Yeah, but I didn't tell you. Didn't tell you the experience, did I?
No, because we haven't.
Okay,
met together since the last time.
I know, man. I've been so busy, like I just can't remember the last thing that I talked about.
So you have Alzheimer's, huh?
Yeah. So yeah, okay. Well, we'll start there actually. So Saturday, I get off work. I go home, take a shower, put some nice clothes on, and I go to help out at this art show. So my buddy, he kind of tells me, you're going to stand behind this little booth. You're just going to be serving wine. Make sure you don't fill the glasses too high because we've had issues before where people spill wine on paintings and they're like $300 paintings. So it's
no.
Get some very, very flustered artists.
That's art, man.
Yeah, can't be doing that.
No, maybe they did that on purpose to enhance the art.
Maybe it's their own form of art. It just needs this little splish splash. No, but did that and met some interesting folks, to say the least. But I got to meet, so my buddy that asked me to do it, he kind of just goes around and promotes the art, and they raised this money to go on a trip down to Guatemala. And so my buddy, his friends, and his community that he's built around him are mainly people in the medical field, whether they be doctors, nurses, lab techs, like just any field you can think of. And they raise money. They've been doing this for about 12 years. They raise money through this art show and various other things that they do. But this art show is a big one, to go down to Guatemala, and whether it be helping people with diabetes or giving education on, I don't know, just being like, we take for granted, like washing your hands and hand hygiene and just taking that for common sense. Well, a lot of underdeveloped countries, they kind of need that education. So you go down, and they have different, from what I understand, like I've never been, but they have different clinics down there, and they just help in any way they can.
Well, that's cool, man. That's good.
Have a good time. It's for a very, very good cause. So I got to meet one of the nurse practitioners. She was serving wine with me, and this other dude named Aaron, which I'll get to him in a second. But this nurse practitioner, I got to talking to her. She was pretty cool. She operates out of Little Rock. She like helps with pacemakers, like helping people decide whether they put in pacemakers, things of that nature. And she was like eyeballing this painting all night.
She wanted it, huh?
Oh yeah, she wanted it. And so I was like, if you want it so bad, I mean, goodness gracious, you're a nurse practitioner. Go buy it. Yeah. And you're going on the mission trip anyways. Like, you're going down to Guatemala, so you're like, you're just supporting the cause that you're going to be going on. So I ended up talking to her into buying it. She bought it at the end of the night. She went and talked to the artist, gave him the rigmarole, like, about all his paintings and stuff, and finally came full circle to the one she wanted. And she actually got a little bit off of it.
There you go. You never know unless you ask, baby.
Yeah, so it was cool.
Wait, so do the artists get a percentage of the painting, or do they donate the paintings?
Honestly, I don't know. I just know that a lot of the money goes towards.
Yeah. No. Well, yeah, I figured so. But like, if they say they sell a painting for $300, the artists get $100, and they give $200 to the.
Yeah, I'm sure. Like that. I'm sure they do. Dude, when I say that this is an art show, like, there were hundreds of people. Like, it was just packed in this little
packed house
building, man. There were like 3 different rooms people were going. Like, we had like a chef in the back bringing out like these full course meals and like cheese trays and all kinds of stuff. So it was a nice event.
Yeah, there you go.
But no, my other buddy that I met, his name is Aaron, and he's like a big time rock climber. And so we vibed instantaneously. He's 32 years old, and he spent some time out in like Utah and Colorado climbing some things some things that I haven't climbed yet. I haven't got to experience. So I was asking him about that, and it turns out that he actually just had shoulder surgery. And so
rotator cuff?
I don't know, some type of shoulder surgery. But he hasn't been climbing for a while, and I don't know, man. We were there for probably, I don't know, 3.5, 4 hours just talking. We decided that we're definitely going to go out and send some stuff. When his shoulder gets better.
Got to send it.
So that was a good experience. I'm always happy to meet new people, especially like interesting people that I don't know, have something to talk about, you know?
Yeah, for sure.
And then after that, as you may have known, I didn't get to see you there because I had to stay at work a little bit late. But on Sunday, Paxton had his engagement party.
Yeah, I can't remember what I even did. Well, yeah, I did go to that. Yeah.
Wow.
Wow. Sorry, Paxton. I was there, though.
It must have been really memorable for you, Will.
Dude, it was. I was there, though.
Dude, that barbecue that Whitney's dad made.
Dude, did you eat the potato salad?
No.
Oh, it had shrimp in it.
I didn't.
Dude.
It had shrimp.
Oh, my God. It was good, though, man.
I'm allergic to shellfish.
Well, you're missing out. You should have just ate some and toughed it out because it was that good.
Dude, I really did want some potato salad. They should have had some non-shrimp. God. accommodating.
They should have had some Knorr potato salad to accompany the non-shellfish eaters. Is basically what you're saying.
Yeah, dude, I enjoy, and you weren't there, which doesn't make too big of a difference to me because I actually get to see you pretty often. But I'm glad when I get an opportunity to see people like Hunter and his wife, and I get to see like Zach and Bailey came by for a little bit. Just, yeah, I don't know, it brings everybody together that hasn't seen each other in a long time.
The gang's all here,
It's
baby.
always nice kind of catching up. Cade,
yeah, for sure.
Cade was there.
Yeah, Cade was there, and Drew was there.
Oh yeah, Drew was there, dude. I always love seeing Pawpaw.
Yeah.
Hey, Drew Payne, he's another one that's gonna come on the podcast.
Oh yeah.
But no, after Sunday, I went to work Monday, 4 to 4, got off, went to bed, got up Tuesday. Me and Marcus, a couple weeks back, we were talking about how we go and do all of this stuff outside in the Ozarks and down in the Ouachitas a little bit, and we've been to a lot of places in Arkansas that not many people know about. But we haven't been to the only national park in Arkansas, which is Hot Springs National Park. I mean, I've been, but I haven't done anything. Like I went,
haven't experienced the hot springs.
Yeah, the only reason we went was because we were in Beta Club in high school, and we'd go down there and
yeah,
walk
we didn't
on
get
the
to
street.
do anything.
Yeah, and it was it was a unique experience to say the least. So one of the main reasons that we went down there is because of the actual hot springs. Like we wanted to bathe in one of the springs. Well, apparently you can't do that because they've all got like bathhouses. Like we were thinking like raw, like jump in a spring out in the woods.
That's what I was kind of thinking though.
And
you can't do that.
No, it's not like that. They've kind of
Are they like a
they're like actually luxurious bathhouses. That's really what they are. I mean, they're like porcelain, just very, very luxurious is a good term. And so we get up there, and I wanted to get a massage, and I intended to get a massage as well because it's like you can go and sit in the bath. You can go and do like a steam room. You can go and get a massage. You can go. There's various different packages that they offer: hot towel, hot stone treatment.
That'd be nice.
And I was gonna get a massage. I was just gonna get like the default bath package and then go get a massage. Well, they said it was gonna be an hour that I had to wait after my bath to get a massage. So I was like, I got other things to do. So this experience was, I anticipated, like when I saw the bathhouse, because we had looked up on the internet like what to expect, and we were like, okay, we're not gonna be able to jump in a hot spring. We're gonna have to go into a bathhouse, and we were like thinking it was gonna be more like a communal thing, like you like get in a big pool of mineral hot spring water, and you're just kind of chilling with your trunks and like
a big old hot tub kind
of. Yeah, sort of like that. No, wrongo. So they tell us to go and undress and everything. So we do that. They give us towels and stuff. So we go out, and the main dude that we've been talking to the whole time, he takes us back to the actual bathroom. Like there's just tons of these baths like in these stalls, and like there's big open area, and like you can see the steam box or the sauna or whatever.
Steamer.
And there's this dude. His name's Bobby. And our dude says, "All right, this is Bobby. He'll be helping you out today." And I was like, "What? Helping us out? What is he gonna be helping us out with?"
He's gonna be washing your back for you.
Yeah, I was like, "So you can give me like a mineral foot scrub or something?" So he tells us to hop in this big, huge bathtub, and it's like there's this like silver pipe just like shooting out this like hot water into this bath. And so he's already run the bath for me, and so it's prepared, it's hot, it's still running, it's like bubbling and stuff. And so I sit in it, and It's hot, man. It's real hot.
Hotter than a hot tub?
It's hotter than the hot tub. And I'm sitting there, and I'm really just kind of just like breathing, man. And that lasted for about 10 minutes. So I thought, like, they didn't tell us anything. They did not tell us what to expect or anything. So after 10 minutes of that, Bobby comes and gets us. And keep in mind, the whole time, Bobby probably said this 20 times. He's like, "Hey, Gary," he said, you feeling good? And I'll be like, "Yeah, Bobby, I'm feeling good." He would say, "Good. That's how it's supposed to feel." He said that,
Good.
bro. He said that over and over and over.
You feeling good, Gary?
Bro, he would say it to me, and then he would go in the next stall over, and then he would say, "Hey, Marcus, you feeling good?" And the
You
same
feeling
thing.
good?
So after 10 minutes of the big bath, he gets us, and he's like, "All right," he's like, y'all come over here, and y'all sit in this little sit tub. It's called a sits tub, and it's kind of hard to explain. It's literally like a recliner bath, kind of, and it's like water is spraying on you. You're still like in this like porcelain small tub with like your feet hanging out, and like your back is up against. It's just real small. But it's like hot water is spraying, and you get to control, like you can get like cool mists and cool sprays on you and stuff. And
So it's not hot anymore?
yeah, it's just like it's like
it's kind of rinsing you off.
it's rinsing you off, and you're just taking a breather, man, because that bath is hot. And so we're sitting there, and I'm enjoying just kind of cooling off a little bit. And he comes and gets us again after about 10 minutes, and he's like, "All right." He said, "Y'all boys, y'all go in this box right here. Y'all go in the hot box, get you a good sweat on." And we were like, "Okay." So we hop in there for 10 minutes. Dude, I've been in a sauna, but like not for a very long time. Like I haven't ever pushed myself. And honestly, this experience makes me want to get into saunas. I mean, I don't have access to one, so it may be a bit. But I have never sweat so hard in my life. Like sweating bullets is an understatement. And we were in there for 10 minutes. Like it was me and Marcus. We literally sat shoulder to shoulder we had little towels wrapped around us, and like just encased in this very, very small box. And it was like you couldn't even see. It was so steamy.
Steamy.
And
Steamy Ray Vaughn.
I'm not gonna lie, man. I was sitting there
Got a little claustrophobic?
praying that Bobby was fixing to come get us. I was like, dude,
Bobby! Go get me, Bobby!
Dude, I thought I was gonna pass out, dude. If he would have let us stay in there for like 5 more minutes, I would have passed out, bro. It was that intense.
I wish
And
you would
so-
have passed out.
and so I'm like, goodness gracious, what else do we have left? This is like a whole process. It's like a spiritual awakening.
Dude, like both of y'all pass out, and Bobby comes knocking. He's like, "Hey, Gary, you feeling good, Gary?" And you just limp noodle on the floor.
That's how it's supposed to feel.
You're supposed to pass out. That's a
But then this was the last stage. He got us out of the hot box, and we just went and laid on these like flat tables. And he's like, "All right," he's like, "guys, I'm gonna go get y'all a hot towel, and I'm gonna put it on your back and wrap you up like a tortilla." And so he goes, we're
Like a
laying on our stomach, and he just like gets this really hot towel and puts it on our back. Felt so good. And he wraps us up in like these sheets, like a tortilla, just to kind of keep the heat in. And I don't know, man. It was like 40 minutes. Most expensive bath I've ever taken. But walking out of that place, I was like, what the hell just happened? It was a great experience, man. I'm glad we did it. It was just did not expect that whatsoever. Shout out Bobby the Bath Boy though.
Bobby the Bath Man.
Bro, he said he's been working there. You just guess how long he's been working there.
47 years.
Okay, not that many. He's been working for 40 years in that.
That's pretty
bathhouse.
close.
Bro, he's giving a lot of dudes baths. Because I mean, obviously they have it split up. Like I think the women's bathhouse is in the basement, and then the men's is on the top
40
level.
years Bobby's been giving baths. That's crazy though. That's a long time.
He knows how to run a bath, man.
Yeah, he does.
Knows how to make you feel good. No, but we went in after that and went to one of the bathhouses that was like still up, but it wasn't operational. It was like super, super old. Like there was 3 stories and there was like a gymnasium upstairs. And there were like the hanging rings that you see like Olympic athletes hang on and do all kinds of twirls and spins. And they were like punching bags and stuff. And it was so old, bro, that they had wooden dumbbells.
Wooden dumbbells.
Wooden dumbbells. And it was, I don't know, it was just
That's
like,
crazy, dude.
It
How
was.
do they, this is kind of off topic, but how would they, like, not manipulate the weight of the dumbbells if they're wood? Because wood is pretty, like, there's, like, denser woods, I guess, but you know what I'm saying?
I don't know,
like,
man.
if you, like, a piece of wood is just a piece of wood. They don't really weigh too much.
Idea. I have no idea.
They're all just one size.
It was
one
really,
size fits all.
It was really neat to see them.
That's pretty cool.
But we like watched this little video on like the history of hot springs, and it's crazy. Like the reason that Hot Springs is a fairly decent sized town is because people back in the day, like even like mid 1800s, they thought that the mineral springs in Hot Springs could cure really anything, especially like paralysis.
The cure-all of disease?
Yeah, like there was a lot of people that would, drink themselves to death and have liver failure. Some of the higher class society, they'd have a lot of access to alcohol, ruin their livers, and then come down in older age to bathe in the mineral springs because all these doctors are, like MD doctors are prescribing that they go and sit down in the mineral hot springs.
Wow.
I read this little snippet from a magazine article that they had. 1880. It said that hot springs bathing cures most, if not all, forms of paralysis.
Hot springs bathing.
Hot springs bathing
Cures paralysis.
That's 1880 for you.
Wow.
Think about the medical advancements since 1880.
Dude, think about that and then what we had 100 years later.
Yeah.
That's insane.
Insane in the membrane.
Excuse me.
God bless you.
Thank you.
No, it was it made me, which I haven't been to a ton of national parks. I've been to the Grand Canyon. I've been to Yellowstone. I've been to Denali. I can't pronounce the one in Hawaii. It's like
That's pretty good.
Yeah, it's some volcano. But I haven't been to like a ton. I think it was like 50 something. I don't know, 50 something national parks in the US. And Hot Springs is unique in its own way. It's like when you think of a national park, you think of like going out and hiking and seeing like these magnificent wonders of the natural world and things. And like Hot Springs are, I mean, but it's more so industrialized, like it's more modernized, and you can go on, little hikes here and there around the park because it's a fairly small park, but that's not really the main reason that it is a national park. It's mainly because of like the history of the bathhouses. Like the only reason that Hot Springs is even mentionable and that most people even know about it is because of those bathhouses.
Wow.
And that's what brought people from far and wide to come to Hot Springs. The government, I can't remember when. It was actually a national reserve before national parks were even a thing. And then when national parks became a thing, they moved it from being a national reserve to a national park. So I don't know, it was unique. It's like I'm more into like Grand Canyon, Yellowstone, like these, where I can go backpacking and just kind of get away from the world. But it was neat in and of itself.
That was pretty neat. That's cool though. An experience for sure.
Yeah.
Nothing wrong with experiences.
Yep. And so when we got done, because we went on a little hike, the trail, we went on like this I think it's like a mile maybe, a little trail. And it was just like so easy that we ended up crawling through a culvert.
That's a really smart idea, my friend.
Bro, we could see the other side and it wasn't raining. And it was like we walked up this drainage ditch for a long, long time because we just like got off the path. And we were walking up this drainage ditch and we just came to this culvert. And so instead of turning around, we were just like, I wonder what's on the other side of this drainage ditch or this culvert. So we just crawled through it, man. It was
right on. Whatever you got to do.
But after that, sunset, we went down to this place called Superior Bathhouse Brewery.
Superior.
Which is an old bathhouse that was run down for a while, and they converted it into a brewery. And it was the only, I don't know if it's still the only, but it was the first and only brewery in a national park.
Oh, because all the other national parks are like, it's like nature. There's nothing there.
Yeah, exactly. So the cool thing about it, though, is, I mean, yeah, they serve food and everything, and they're actually really cheap. If you go down to Hot Springs, go to Superior Bathhouse Brewery. I enjoyed it. But their beer that they have is a spring brewed beer, like the beer that they brew, like they use the mineral water.
Oh, they use bath water.
Yeah, out of the hot
your
springs.
Beer was brewed from your bath water.
No, negatory.
Are you sure though?
Not 100%, but I'm pretty
See,
sure.
there you go.
No, dude, it's really good though. It was really good. I mean, I had a lighter ale, and Marcus had a dark bock.
A bock.
He had a
that
bock.
just sounds dark. A bock.
Dude, it was good. It was a lot more intense of a flavor than mine. Mine was kind of a bright, light flavor.
So it tasted like bath water?
No, it didn't. No, but that was Hot Springs, and I have to mention this. I lost my debit card while I was down there.
Oh my gosh!
And so I went.
Of course you did, you idiot.
I had.
How many times have you lost your debit card?
Dude, too many to count.
That's
so many times actually that the dude at Simmons Bank on Salem, Charlie, I know him, and the only reason I ever go into the bank is to get a new debit card.
So every time Charlie sees you walking through the door,
Yeah,
he's
bro.
like, "Hey Garrett, you need a new debit card?"
He doesn't know me that well, but I come up and I'm like, he even said, "Hey, I remember you from last time. What were you here for last time?" I was like, "Yeah, I lost my debit card."
Sorry, Charlie.
Sorry, Charlie. No, but that was Tuesday.
Okay.
And then Wednesday,
That was a long day.
I went, dude. It was a very eventful day. It was a good one. But Tuesday, I had planned to go on an outdoor excursion with one of my buddies, Grant. He is a musician that plays with me. And I haven't actually like hung out with him. Like I've played music with him, and shot the bull with him at shows that we've done, and been very active on social media. Like I comment on his stuff all the time. He comments on my stuff, but I hadn't actually like went out and just hung out with him. So we decided that we were gonna go on a hike and just
hiking.
Just take the day, man. So we ended up going up to this little spot called Spy Rock and playing some music. He's a percussionist, so he brought his little cajon.
Can he beat the Skins?
And, dude, he can. He can.
Doo-doo.
And we just, man, I know I'm a little biased because I love being outside and just hiking and, I don't know, just being outside, really. But if you want to get to know somebody, go on a hike with them. That's all you have to do is to talk and explore their mind. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And you begin to find, just like we talk on this podcast. I mean, I already knew that you were semi-interesting.
Thanks, dude.
But like I've gotten to know you better just from hearing you articulate yourself. And I'm sure on the same regard, like you have gotten to know me better just from hearing me articulate myself for an hour. Now multiply that, because we were out in the woods for it was like an all day thing. Like we went to Spy Rock. We went on another little hike to the Marinoni Scenic Area. If you haven't checked that out, go check it out. It's awesome. And then we rode all the way. We just rode back roads all the way over to the Ozone Burger.
The Ozone Burger.
Ozone Burger. I finally got that burger.
Dude, you got the burger?
Which I'll say this. I've had an Ozone Burger before that. One time, like a week after we got shut down at the Ozone Burger Barn, Marcus went on a hike, and he actually brought me one back later in the day. But I had to like reheat it up and everything.
Oh yeah, it wasn't a fresh one?
It wasn't a fresh Ozone Burger, and we got it this time.
Was it a good burger though?
It was, dude. It was a really good burger.
I consider myself a burger connoisseur, so I want to ask you about the burger.
Okay.
On a scale of 1 to 5, how is the tenderness of the meat?
The tenderness of the meat?
Yeah.
It was very tender,
Very
actually.
tender.
1 to 5, we'll give it like a 4.5.
Okay, what was the
Nothing's perfect.
poundage? Quarter pound, half pound, third of a pound?
It was a half pound burger.
Half pounder. Okay, we're looking good so far. Type of bun? Sesame seed?
Sesame seed bun.
Sesame seed, okay. Toasted?
Yeah, it was a little crisp. I would say
Was
they
it glazed
probably...
with butter on the top?
No.
No. It was toasted though.
It was toasted.
Okay. What kind of cheese? American, I presume?
Yeah. And
Okay.
it was like they didn't skimp on the cheese either.
Oh,
Like,
so
they gave you
had a big slab, huh?
and like it had melted.
Yeah.
It was
okay,
like a
yeah.
big slab that kind of melted. Oh,
Melted?
it was just,
Okay.
ooh.
Toppings, we talking the classics?
I got everything except
Onion, tomato?
I got
lettuce?
everything except for pickles. So yeah,
No pickles,
tomato, lettuce,
But it could come
onions.
with pickles though.
It
Okay.
normally comes with pickles.
Okay. Looking good so far. What else was on the checklist? Oh, sauce, mustard, mayonnaise, or did they have their own special sauce?
I got mustard because I
Mustard?
like
Okay,
mustard on
okay.
my burgers.
Yeah. Okay. Dude, I'm down with it so far.
Yeah,
Sounds pretty good.
it was a good experience because we bought that burger, and then me and Grant, Grant and I, we went over to the
Way to go.
little fire pit. Ooh,
Oh my
I
gosh.
dropped my phone. We went over to the little fire pit that they had. Man, I'm gotta
You need a
get
drinky?
It, gotta get it I do need a drink. So we went over to the little fire pit they had while they were cooking our burgers, and he had his cajon. I had my guitar, so we just went over there and started playing music.
Jam sesh.
And they came out and gave us our burgers, and we played them some music and got to talking to them and everything. We got to talking to him and everything, and I recognized the guy that turned us down. Me and Marcus, he turned us down on January 3rd.
Never forget it.
Never forget that. And I told him, I said, dude, we will pay you extra if you will just make us an Ozone Burger. And he was like, man, I just don't have the stuff. He's like, I don't have the stuff.
I don't got the stuff,
And
man.
so-
I don't got the stuff.
It was cool. It was kind of cool just like reminiscing with him on that moment because he was like, yeah, I remember y'all because y'all were making me feel bad. Because I told him, I was like, we just hiked 50 miles for 3 days in the rain and the cold to get an Ozone Burger. I will pay you extra. And he was like, I can't.
But secretly, he did have the stuff. He just wanted to go home.
No, dude, he seemed like a nice guy. But after that, we just headed back, and Grant didn't come back to Conway, but I went back to Conway, and Blake came over, and we jammed.
Another jam session.
We jammed, dude.
2 in a row.
It was the day of jam for sure. We did like a little Rolling Stones cover. We did one like a year and a half or 2 years ago, Honky Tonk Women. We did
That's a
that. And
good
so
tune.
we ended up doing Miss You by the Stones and putting it on Instagram. Blake's a good guitar player.
Yes, he is. He's impressively good.
Yeah, Blake, he was a very big catalyst in my progression as a musician. And so not only music, but anything that you do, this is just another one of those points, and we've said this 1,000 times. Surround yourself with people that make you better. And people that make you better are going to be people that make you kind of look at yourself and say, am I doing this? am I this good? What could I do to get to this level? What could I do? Maybe not the same path that they did, but what steps can I take as an individual to better myself and get to even close to the level that they are?
Yeah, I get what you're saying. Yeah, I've thought about that before. Somebody told me that. It might have been while I was at church or something, but it applies to anything, not just like, I guess it can apply to a skill that you have that you're trying to improve on, or a just a matter in your life, I guess you're trying to improve on. So, for example, you use the example of guitar. Pick people that aren't necessarily better than you, but you see someone doing something that you would like to, and ask them how they did it. Go talk to them. Go, be around them and see how they're doing that. Does that make sense? So my example would be, I just got married, so I look around at people that have good marriages, right?
Right.
So then I would go and I would try to pattern what I do after them. It's like kind of, you're not really copying them, but you're just like studying what they do. So find a person that does something that you would like to, and just go ask them what they do.
Yeah.
It's like you're not even copying. It's just you're going to try and emulate what they're doing in your own like specific way, I guess is what I'm trying to say.
Well, life is not anything new. Like, what I mean by that is people that lived 500, 600 years ago, 1,000 years ago, however far you want to go back, you can go back to biblical times. You look at the Bible, that's what the Bible is. It shows you these commonalities that happen in the human experience, and how it provides morals, it provides guidance, because you're not the only human that's ever lived.
Yeah.
Like, this thing that we call experience in life is constantly going. So look around and figure out who's done it the best.
Yeah, for sure.
And don't, like Will said, don't copy them, but emulate what they do. Like, find your own way of doing it. Like I said, I looked at Blake and I was like, how do I get to that level of guitardom?
Yeah.
and he took certain steps to get to where he is, but I took a totally different path. Like, you don't have to take the same path, but just realize some of the nuances that got them to where they are.
Yeah, it's like each different path is its own separate path, but there's commonalities in both the paths. Does that make sense?
Definitely.
So like, you could reach the same level he is, you just wouldn't do it the same way. But you would figure out, once you started talking to him and asking him what he did, that you were somewhat on the same path. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So like, you would be doing some of the same things to reach your end goal.
Exactly.
But you're on different paths.
Exactly. Make it your own.
Yeah.
Make it your own.
Yeah. Which is cool.
Yeah.
It's cool.
So we jammed hard. He didn't stay just too awfully long, and honestly, I was pretty tired from a pretty big long day. But then after that was Wednesday. Thursday, yesterday evening, last night, if you will, we went to Fayetteville.
Woo!
What is it? George's Majestic Lounge. It's been open for like 100 years.
Was
It's
it pretty
crazy.
majestic?
It was pretty majestic. Dude.
Was? Okay. Okay.
But the Casey Donahue band played.
Ooh.
And they rocked.
They rocked the house?
They rocked.
Like, blew the doors down?
Dude, they blew the doors down. They rocked a little harder than I thought it was going to be. More like, I mean, I know some of their songs for sure. Like, I wouldn't win if I didn't. But I thought it was going to be more country.
Yeah.
And it was definitely country. It was more rock and rolling than I thought it was going to be.
A little bit of country, a little bit of rock and
Dude,
roll.
They had two guitarists actually that could just eat that sucker up, but their lead guitarist, I forgot to mention, there was a ton of people there, and me, Marcus, and Blake, we got like basically to the front. Like, we were on the front row, man.
You like pushing people out of the way, shoving people down?
Oh, we were bulldozing. And so
bulldoze.
During the show, the lead guitarist throws his pick out into the audience. And dude, I had been admiring his guitar skills all night. Like he was just killing it. And I saw the pick, and it came over in my direction. Everybody was like freaking out trying to find it. So like I didn't really freak out, but then I saw it on the ground.
Yeah.
And so like I like step over real quick and I step on it, and this girl, she like grabs my foot. She's like on the ground trying to get this thing. She grabs my foot, bro, and
You just kick her right there.
I should have. I just kicked her like a dog, like boom. No, but I just kept my foot solid on it, man. And I reached down and I got it, and she like tried to take it out of my hands and stuff, and I was like, no. I said, this is my pig. I said, I worked hard for this pig. I said, I'll actually use this pig.
Yeah, no kidding. What are you gonna do with it? Nothing. Just take it home.
Yeah, she like
Put a
whips
picture of
out
it?
a Stratocaster and starts playing Eddie Van Halen or something.
Eruption.
No. But then the funny thing about this, so, you know, the show, it was great. We get back home and everything. I post a picture of me and Marcus and Blake on Instagram, and, you know, some snippets of the actual show and a picture of my hand with my little bracelet on for the entrance of the club, or not the club, the lounge. And my caption on my picture was something along the lines of, this chick physically assaulted me to get this pic, but I wore her out, to say the least. So I get a comment on that same picture from like, I didn't recognize who it was. It was that girl. And she was like, oh, I must have, in quotations, physically assaulted you. I must not have physically assaulted you enough because you still got that pic.
Dang.
And she was like, next time I'll have to, in quotations, physically assault you a little harder. And I was like, is that a threat or a promise? No, I'm just kidding. No, dude.
Sounds like she's a little salty. Salty potato chip with
bro.
extra salt.
Gotta give her credit, though. You know, getting down on hands and knees to get that pic.
Yeah. Sucks to suck, though. She still
Sucks
didn't get
to
it.
suck.
Still didn't get it, though.
No, and to make this story even crazier, which is, I mean, doesn't make it super crazy, but I went to work today. I had to get my TB skin test read today, so I went by the lab just real quick to say hey to everybody before I went back home. And this girl that I work with named Laura, she graduated high school with that lead guitar player.
Wow.
And they were like friends. And I was like, whoa, that's just blew my mind. I don't know, just such a small world. Like it all just came full circle.
Yeah, no kidding. That's kind of weird.
But,
Not weird, but
that's about my week, man. That's about
sounds like
my
an interesting week, though, for sure.
So we've spent this, what is it? We're over 50 minutes. We've spent this whole podcast talking about my week. I feel a little conceited.
Why, dude? It just kept flowing.
You're right.
That's
you're
some
right.
good content. So I'm down with it.
No, dude.
I don't mind.
I
That's
do,
the thing, man. This is casual conversation. We talk about anything.
anything
matter.
and everything under the sun.
What were we doing? We were having a little casual conversation.
You're
That's
exactly
the whole
right.
point.
No, I've got one more thing before we go. So do you have anything that you wanted to like talk about before I get into that?
No, not really. I always have some topics on reserve in the reserve tanks, but they're like way far away from what we've been talking about. 'Cause we've
Okay.
kind of been on like a good pattern, you know? So
Yeah.
I'm not just gonna pick some random thing. So finish her off, Gary.
Yeah.
Let me see
so
what you got.
I want to talk about time management. And I want to kind of break this down into a model. So I like to call this model idle theory, like you're idling a car or idling a truck or something. Yeah, exactly. So in idle theory, there are 3 different components. There's work, leisure, and idle. And this is something to help with your time management. So obviously work is when you're working. You're doing things for extrinsic value, something outside of yourself. Like you're working for your job, you're working for some money, you're working to pay your bills, you're working for something other than just purely doing it for doing it. And then there's leisure, which is still, it can still be mentally or physically exerting, but you do leisure things to like just do them. Like you just enjoy them. You get the satisfaction alone is what you enjoy out of your leisure time. I got a frog in my throat today, man.
Dude, it's a bullfrog too. You've been over there hacking this whole time. Cough it up.
Anyways, so and then idle time is when you just disconnect. You just take a day, rest, relax, don't overexert yourself. Just be. So
Just exist.
So
That's what you call maxing and relaxing,
Yeah.
baby.
which I said to kind of clarify with like leisure, like yeah, leisure can be reading a book, but also like reading a book would be pretty idle as well.
Yeah.
I mean, you're exercising your mind a little bit, but you're not doing that much. Like you could kind of consider that an idle leisure activity. But anyways, in this culture, we have a big imbalance in the way we manage our time. And a lot of people will probably disagree with this. They're listening. So I'm going to kind of back it up after I talk about the imbalance, but we work way too much. We idle way too much. So there's extremes on both sides. Like you got your typical 9 to 5 or 8 to 5 or whatever they work. Working, I don't know, how many hours a week do you work, Will?
40.
40.
That's
so we'll
what
say
the average American works.
Okay.
Some more, some less.
Okay.
But 40 is a work week.
So 40 hours a week. We'll just go with that. We'll say that you got your radical that goes and works 60 to 70 hours a week. I know some people like Matt. When he was working Slim Chickens, he was working 60, 70 hours a week.
Yeah. Some people do work.
And that
50,
throws
60, yeah.
That throws your balance off of things that like relaxation or things that you like to do, and the way that these things manifest are through anxiety or through depression, and you don't realize why. It's because you are always doing things for through extrinsic motivation. You're not doing them because you want to do them. You're doing them because either you have to do them or somebody else is telling you to do them, and you've been doing that for so long that that's just how it is. On the other hand, you got a radical that's idle, and as you could probably guess, the people that are radical on both ends of working and being idle, they normally don't get along, because the workers think that the idlers are lazy, and the idlers think that the workers are just working their lives away. But in the same regard, this radical idler doesn't do anything with their time. They sit on their butt and they play phone games, or they watch YouTube, or they watch Netflix, and that's all they do. They don't have any hobbies. They don't do anything for leisure. That's kind of where I'm going with this. In our culture, and this is not everybody, this is a generalization, but in our culture, we don't have people doing things just to do them, just to enjoy the activity at hand, because that's what they want to be doing. So I kind of sit back, and there's no ratio that's just like the one size fits all. Honestly, I feel like I need to work a little bit more than I do idle. But I also have a lot of leisure time. I work 3 days a week, 12 hours a day, so I pull 3 12s in a row, and I work around my house. Like I pick up, I do the laundry, I do the dishes, I cleaned out the garage this past week. Like that's work. I do that because I want to get stuff out of my garage. I want to not have dirty dishes. I want clean clothes in my closet and not have a big pile of clothes. But then I also do things like I've done this past week. Like I went down to Hot Springs with my buddy. I went on a hike with another buddy. Came back jammed with another buddy. Went with two of my other buddies and went up and listened to a concert. And so the way that I've kind of found that it works for me, and like I said, this is very individual. You're going to have to kind of find what works for you. But I go in kind of like 2-week cycles. It's like for 2 weeks, I'm very idle with my time off. Like I've got to rest. Like for example, this week, like I've had so much fun. I've had a good time. I'm exhausted though.
Yeah.
I'm absolutely exhausted.
Yeah,
I'm fixing to have to go work 3 12s in a row. So I'm lacking a little bit in my idle time this week. But I've noticed that it's like I go in 2-week cycles. Like I'll go for 2 weeks and just bang, 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 like doing all these different things, going on hikes with people, trying to get people to come out with me to experience something or whatever. And then like the next 2 weeks, I'm just like, all right, I'm gonna stay at home. Like you've heard me talk about on the podcast. Like I've reclused it the past like two weeks,
dude.
And that's
you gotta do that every once in a while.
Yeah, and so the whole reason for me saying this, I'm giving you this model, and take it for what it's worth. But first build some standards. Build some standards with what, like how much you should work, like the max that you should work, the max that you should idle. And in the same regard, the minimum you should work, the minimum you should idle. Make sure that you are doing leisure activities because you're going to be happier. And you'll find that it's kind of hard for you to set these boundaries and be rigid with them. We have a lot of yes men, and in the same regard, we have a lot of people that won't go out and do anything. They have a problem with saying yes. They're always like, no, they're always to themselves. So I don't know. I'm just kind of making a circle here, but when it comes to your time management, if you look at it from this model, you may see an imbalance in yourself. I know that I have before. So
yeah, and that it's like that with anything, man. There comes a time when, and I'm gonna go and say this first. I'm not saying that people shouldn't, work, to support their families. Like if you can work, say you work 30 hours a week and you make enough money to support your family, put a roof over their head, do this and that, provide them with food, provide them with everything that they need, some stuff that they want, and you can provide, and you only work 30 hours, that's fine. But like the more that you work, there's like a, not really a switch, but like it's like a teeter-totter. It's like, what do you value more? Do you value the money that you're making from work more than time to do what you want? Does that make sense? So like, and like I said, I'm not saying that working like 50, 60 hours a week is bad at all. If that's what you want to do, then that's fine. But you choose what's more important by how much you would work or leisure, I guess is what I'm trying to say.
It's going to be dictated heavily by your environment.
And I'm not saying one is better than the other. You can do whatever you want, but there comes a point where you choose to either work more or leisure more, is basically what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
So you can make that decision yourself. What's more important to you? Everybody's different. It doesn't matter. I personally like leisure time, doing something I like to do, but that's just me.
Yeah.
But if I worked more, I'd make more money. There's, A and B trade off to everything. So it's just whatever you decide.
So Will be the mild insensible, or the mild sensible one by saying that. And I'm going to be the one that says, if you're working 60 hours a week, more than likely you're neglecting your leisure time. You may be completely satisfied, but I seriously doubt it. If you're constantly doing things that are for somebody else, or like that's not a bad thing. But if that's the only thing that you're doing, and you're not like doing things for yourself, and like it comes back to like self-love and like just knowing yourself. The more you know yourself, the more you love yourself and just love being, that's going to reflect through like others, like your relationship with others. So like it's counterproductive. We talked about this one time. Would you rather do 100 things at 1%, or would you rather do 5 things at 20%?
Yeah. That's for sure.
Don't work yourself ragged. It's for most people, that's not optimal. Don't neglect yourself.
Don't neglect yourself. Take some leisure time. Enjoy something. Spend time with your family, your friends. It's good for the soul, man.
It's good for the
It's
soul.
good for the soul.
Well, man, I'm pretty sleep deprived. Went to Fayetteville last night. Got home at 3.
Yep.
And
Yep.
I'm basically just rambling at this point. So.
Yep. Dude, we got a pretty good score today, though.
Yeah.
106. Not bad. So, yeah, I guess we're going to wrap it up. Gary, let them know.
Well, I am on Instagram at GaryTheGreat96 and on Snapchat at Gary, Gairy.
And I'm on Instagram at Will_Pennington00 and on Twitter as The Scavenger23. We are also on Instagram at Casual Conversation Podcast. And you can also find our YouTube channel on YouTube, and it is Casual Conversation Podcast. And we're just going to keep rocking and rolling, pumping out the episodes every week. On our way to 1 million, like we said. So, man, I still can't believe you guys listen as much as you do. We really appreciate it. Yeah. It's awesome, man.
And y'all really do reach out to us.
I would love it if people reached out more.
If
anyone listens and you have any opinion of anything that we say or an idea that you can further expand on that we've said, just let us know, man.
Yeah,
we're always trying to learn.
Well, I'm not going to talk about this too much just because we're fixing to end it. But Faith reached out to me about the Paxton sister, Faith Scott. She reached out to me and said the guy that we were talking about on the plane with the BO last podcast.
Oh yeah,
that was her airlines, and she like gave me the whole backstory on it.
No way.
And so yeah, we're not going to go into that when we have her on the podcast. I'd like to talk about that.
I'll for sure talk about that.
So
that's crazy.
That was interesting.
Yeah.
Like she gave me like a whole 2 paragraphs on this thing, and it was kind of a misunderstanding. It was one of those media blew it up that way type thing.
I should have known. It was too wild to be true.
Yeah. But I don't know. It's just cool. Reach out to us. We really enjoy it. That's the whole reason we do it. We want to connect. We want to show you cool people. We want to share ideas with you, but mostly connect.
Connect, man. So go out this week. Tell somebody you love them. Do something you love. And love yourself. And with that being said,
Gary out.
Later.